We can speak now to George Pαπakωνstαντίνου, former finance minister, who's in Athens. Very good afternoon to you. So we're hopeful that this deal will go through. We've heard some optimistic signs from Eurozone finance ministers in Brussels. The Greek finance minister has said that he now expects this long period of uncertainty to end. Do you think it will if this deal goes through?
Well, we're all optimistic that there will be a deal tonight, and the deal is both for a second program with 130 billion euro and a reduction in the Greek debt of about 100 billion. This will turn the page for Greece because it will produce some stability and some perspective and some prospects for the future. It's very important because people have gone through a lot, they will go through a lot, but it is important for them to see, the citizens of Greece who've borne all the sacrifices, that at the end of this tough road, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that's what I think we'll get to tonight.
What is that light? Because you're talking about huge austerity cuts. We've seen the demonstrations on the streets of Athens. People there very angry about this. They're going to be facing pay cuts as much as 40%, pension cuts to the same level. Is there going to be any growth? What is the light at the end of the tunnel for those people in your country who are suffering?
Well, let's start by reminding everyone that what we've seen the last 2 years is an unprecedented reduction in what's called the primary deficit of the country, meaning the deficit without the interest, of 8 percentage points. That's a massive 20 billion euro, which is, for our country, very, very big. But that by itself is not enough. What is necessary is the kind of structural reforms to get the growth process going. This is what we hope will happen after tonight's decision, which isn't just about austerity, it's about a new program with more reforms, and it's more for confidence to return, because growth means investment, investment means confidence and liquidity in the system, in the banks, and that can only return when people see that Greece will be able to sustain its debt, will be able to have in the next few years a growth process resuming. We are in the 5th year of a recession, and we need to show people that we can get out of the recession and reach a better point.
Sure, but for growth to happen, you need to be able to demonstrate that you can be competitive. That's going to be pretty tough when you stay in the Eurozone, isn't it? There are those who argue that actually defaulting, reintroducing the drachma would lead to far quicker growth.
Well, in the last 2 years, we have clawed back 1/3 of the lost competitiveness in terms of unit labor cost, for example, in the last 10 years. So what we lost since 2000, we've regained 1/3 of it in the last 2 years, which shows that it can be done. And to those that say that there is somehow a better answer in kind of defaulting or exiting the euro, I have a very simple description. And that description is what would happen tomorrow morning if tonight there were not the right decisions, or if last week the Greek parliament did not vote in favor of this new very tough program. And that would be people going to the bank, trying to get their money out, queues forming, eventually having to close down the Greek banking system, and Greece becoming an island, unable to buy from abroad its fuel, medicines, unable to pay pensions, unable to pay public sector salaries. Those that think there is somehow an easy way out really have either got it completely wrong or are simply trying to tell stories to the Greek people. It's very tough, and Greek people deserve respect for what they've undergone in the last 2 years, the necessary sacrifices, and the difficult times ahead. But those that are trying to sell to the Greek people, whether they are from Greece or from abroad, that there is a painless, easy way to get out of this mess, are really completely mistaken.
Well, the deal isn't yet done. Finance ministers meeting today to discuss it and hopefully approve it as far as you're concerned. A precondition, as far as some, including Germany, have called for, is for greater cooperation with Brussels for this bailout to be approved. Do you think, given that, in your view, Greece is still a master of its own destiny? Is it effectively still running its own affairs?
Well, this program can only succeed if we have the ownership. If the Greek government, this or whatever government will form after the elections, believes in the program and actually implements it. Because some of the problem we've had in the last 2 years is a lack of implementation of certain aspects of the program. Now, having the European Union, our EU partners, together with the ECB and the IMF, monitoring the program is not a problem in and of itself. Obviously, this is different from what has been written in certain newspapers of a takeover of the decision-making process by the Troika and our European partners. This cannot happen. This is nobody's, that's not what anyone has in mind. But we do need close cooperation. We have asked for technical support because, you know, the kind of structural changes in the labor market, in the pension reform, the tax system, in the public administration are very tough to do, and we do not have the human resources, the capacity to do them without outside help and looking at what other countries have done. This is all very welcome. We've opened our doors to this kind of technical assistance and to a monitoring of the program. But at the end of the day, these kind of programs succeed or fail depending on whether the government that is implementing them believes in them. And I think that's what we're going to see.
George Papakonstantino, thank you very much for joining us and your thoughts on that bill, which we are expecting to go through this afternoon. Thank you.